How I got a business for free with seller financing and no money down. Hey gang, I'm gonna explain to you exactly what I did in a new town where I don't own a car, I don't have a cell phone, I don't have any friends or family, I don't even know my way around, and I was able to negotiate a business that was successful. It was a restaurant for me to buy it with no money down, and the owner was going to become my bank. So this is what I'm going to explain to you right now, how I did it. But I want to give you a little backstory so you can realize that there's all types of motivated sellers out there. Now, this business owner was a professor. He was a PhD professor at a university. He was highly decorated, highly intelligent, and he was one of those big kahunas at the university that got federal funding for the type of work he did. So he made a lot of money, and he had a lot of time off, and he worked very little and made a big fat check, and he had, seniority. He's been at the university for a long time. So his story was that he had invested $50,000 into a restaurant. Well, actually, $50,000 for his partner, which was his student, because he didn't have the money, and he had put $50,000 in. So he had gone into this business with $100,000, $50,000 for the student that didn't have the money. He had lent him the money, and then his own 50. So he was into this business for $100,000, and they had started a location in another city, maybe like an hour away from where we were. And then suddenly the student had bailed out on him. His student, okay, not my student, his student, because he's a professor at the university. And so what he did is he closed down that location, took all his inventory, like the kitchen equipment, cooking equipment, refrigerators, pots and pans, and all that stuff. He had brought to the new location where I was at, and he had set up shop there for maybe like 3-4 years, and he was having a lot of success with it, but he wasn't able to grow his business, okay? So the way I found out about this business is I go there and I eat every day because the food is extremely, extremely amazing, okay? And everything's organic, fresh. When you place the order, they even prep it whenever you place the order. I've never seen anything like this, and I've worked in restaurants. I've been around people that own restaurants. I've given coaching advice into franchise restaurants, but I've never seen any business that ran like this guy, because this food was amazingly fresh, beautifully healthy, and really good for you and delicious. I mean, like tremendously delicious. I eat there almost every day, and his food was like Napoleon from Nepal. And, it's not my favorite type of food, but it was so delicious that I ate there every day. So anyways, when I started eating there, I didn't approach him like, hey, I want to let me buy your business or anything like that, okay? And so what happened is I was just eat there every day, and I see that he needed help in the business, okay? The first thing I noticed is that he had a small kitchen, and again, his business was very, very successful. People will come out and place orders, and there'll be a line. And what I noticed is that he would get really frustrated when his business was, making a lot of money, when people were just, lining up to place orders, okay? Because he only had like 5 stoves, and he was a very small place, but there was a lot of business. So one thing I told him is, hey, I call him Tank because it's easy for me to say his name, because his real name is very hard to say. So I would say, Mr. Tank, I noticed that, when you get real busy and you're making money, you're getting really, really frustrated. And I asked him why, and he told me exactly what it was, that he doesn't have enough kitchen, this and this. And I said, look, tomorrow when I come here to eat here, I'm going to bring something that's going to change the way this thing works for you. And as an educational professor, analytic guy, top of the food chain, he didn't want to listen to a word that I was saying. He thought I was just a goofball. You know how professors are, university professors, they're very stubborn, etc. So anyways, the next day came, and I brought him this little piece of paper that I had paid to print out. And it read something like this: that we're not your average restaurant, right? That we take, love and care in making the food for you. So it's going to take us, when you place your food, like 25-30 minutes to make it, because we have to like literally prep it up. Everything's made from scratch, and people can know, the people that eat the food, they know, and that's why they're willing to wait in line. So just I told him, look, we're going to put this right in front of your cash register, put it, print one more, put it right in front of the wall. And that way when people come in here, because you don't have to turn them off, because a lot of time, like when the line starts coming, he would just tell people, I can't give you any more business. I can't give you any more business. And I was like, no, you're losing money, dude. And you're not only losing money, you're getting frustrated because your business is having success. And if you just do this one little change, you don't have to lose the business. The people that are not willing to wait 30, 40 minutes to get some amazing, excellent food, they're just going to leave. You don't have to tell them to leave and be rude to the customers, right? And so finally I persuaded this guy to put this sign there, and instantly, dude, it made things so much better, because the first thing the customer read is that, hey, we make this food I love. It's all pre-made. Once you order, we prep it, everything like that. And it's going to take a while to get it good for you. And if you're okay with that, then order here. If you're not, then go somewhere else, because we're not trying to serve you just crappy food, right? And that little thing literally changed the game of his business, because instead of him being rude to the customers and telling them to, like, no, I can't serve you, we're full, go away, because he would get upset, because it'd be a line. Now the customers knew that, hey, if I order here, I gotta wait, and they'll make the decision. And that really changed his game. And I did other stuff to his business. For example, without him ever asking me, like, I will go in there and he will be busy and the phones will be ringing. So I'll just pick up the phone. Like, I'm a customer, I'm waiting in line, and the phone's, I'll just say, hey man, I'll pick up your phone real quick. I say, hey, thanks for calling, can you hold please? Just a simple things like that, okay? Or, let's say his business, I go in there like every day, and his countertops or his kitchens, like there's stuff on there. I'll just pick the plates up and put it in the trash can. I'm a customer, I'm paying there. He's not giving me the food for free. But I just, help the guy out, because, I appreciate the food that he had. I appreciate what he brought. And, as an entrepreneur, I love to help entrepreneurs. And that's why I have this channel. And that's why what I do for you guys since 2013 is give you free information. But this was a free information for this entrepreneur that's a restaurant owner, not real estate. But a lot of you guys don't know, I have a lot of experience with car dealerships, with fitness, with restaurants, with a lot of different businesses, because I've never had a job before. So we made a couple of changes to his business. Like one other change that I made to his business, it took a lot of persuasion, but once he saw that the ideas that I was giving him was making his business more smoother and less stressful for him, and he was making more money, he was very, very more receptive to the suggestions that I made for his business. Because at first it was like dealing with a tank, dude. He wouldn't change worth shit, and I had to be straight up with him. I said, look, brother, you know what I mean? I really respect you. I respect you for being a professor, dude, but I've been an entrepreneur all my life, never had a job. I started multiple businesses, and I just told him straight, like, I'm not trying to sell you anything, dude. I got nothing to sell you. I'm your customer. I just love your stuff, and I want you to succeed. So put this sign on there, and it's going to save your life. And when he did that, and he saw results, then the next change I said is, look, dude, you have a simple menu. Why don't you just put an iPad up here so people can put the orders themselves, so because he was stressing out taking the orders, doing the cooking. I mean, it was like almost like a one-man show. There would be like 3 people there, So anyways, after doing stuff like this for him to help his business out without ever asking him for anything, one day he came out when I was eating lunch, and he sat down and he was talking to me, and I just said, hey, before you say anything, my man, I just want to tell you, this is how much your business makes a month, minus or plus $1,000 or $2,000, and I said, look, your business makes roughly $19,000 a month. And it's just a little joint, right? It was like a 500 square foot joint, but that's a lot for a 500 square foot joint. And I said, your business makes roughly $19,000 a month. And he was like blown away. He's like, no, I make 18 and almost 18 some change, like almost 19. He's like, how did you know this? I said, look, dude, it's simple. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I come here, I eat, I do the numbers in my head, bump. And I said, look, your rent is roughly this much. And then I blew him away again, because I was right on target. He's like, how did you know this? I'm like, dude, bro, I'm in real estate, so he knew exactly that he wasn't talking to a fool. Not only have I helped him with his business, given them business ideas that he has actually implemented and he saw results, now I'm telling them stuff like, like a crystal ball merchant, like, look, this is how much you make, this is your bill expenses are, this is what your cost. And he was like blown away by all this stuff. He was like, how did you know all this stuff? I'm like, dude, I'm an entrepreneur for life, bro. I've never had a job before. And and I want to help you because, I love your food and I want you to have success. And so then he was like, no, I have a proposal for you. And I was like, what is it? He's like, look, man, I've already he told me a story how he had invested, 100K, 50 for him, 50 for a student, and his student had like bailed out on him. And now he had worked enough years to recoup that $100,000. And now, he was going to close this business down in a sense because he doesn't need it anymore. He wasn't in the red anymore. And I said, man, that is crazy, dude. And I told him some things that he should do to scale off this business and grow this business. And he's like, look, I got a proposal for you. Why don't you just buy my business for $50,000? Okay. And I said, no, man, I'm on a bicycle trip. I'm not looking for a business. He said, look, I even make it sweeter. Why don't you buy it for $50,000 and just give me $10,000 down and we could finance it? And I said, no, man, I don't, I love to help you out, but I don't want this type of business because it's not my passion. It's not my love. I don't want to be, business is getting married to something, And he's like, okay, why don't you just take this business? You owe me 50 and just making monthly payments. You don't have to give me no money down. And I said, look, man, well, why don't I told him like this, look, bro, you're like my brother, okay? Even though he's like my dad age, a lot smarter, a lot, he had 2 kids. One is a doctor, one is an attorney, etc. I'm like, he's a successful guy, dude, okay? I said, look, man, I can come here and work for you for free, bro, all right? I don't have nothing to do. I got no family, I got nothing to do. I can help you for free. I can help you business up. You don't have to pay me nothing, dude. But I don't want this business, even though I love this food. I just don't have any passion for it. It's just not like something that I love. You know what I mean? I love to eat it, but restaurant business is a tough business, and I didn't know I could take this business and make it to 100,000, even though he's only making 19 in a matter of like 6 months to a year. And I can help you with that, like for 1 month, 2 months. I can come here and show you exactly what to do, help all this stuff up, and do that for you. And he was like, no, I'll just sell you the business because he wanted to get out of the business. And I was like, man, the only reason I would even do that because I like you and I wouldn't mind helping you. But if you're going to be getting out of the business, I don't want this business. So basically the guy was giving me a free business and I really didn't want it. Now, if I was like in my 20s, I would jump on that on a heartbeat. But the point of the story is that, there are motivated sellers out there. There are highly educated, motivated sellers that make a whole lot of money. They have, their kids are super smart and all that stuff. They're still motivated. There are people out there that are willing to give you their businesses, their homes, if you just make those connections. And the way I did that is not by being a sales guy, is by just, rendering more service than I was getting paid for. I wasn't actually getting paid nothing. Not even a discount on the food that I ate there every day. I ate there every day, never got a discount, never asked for a discount. I don't want a handout, and I added to this guy's life. But end of the day, I decided not to buy this guy's business or work for him because one of the main things is because he didn't have he was an amazing guy, great guy, but we didn't have the same similarities in our heart. One example I'll give you, and this is why I decided, to discontinue our relationship, is because, when I would eat at this restaurant, sometimes I would buy food out of my own money and give him more money to buy food for the homeless, right? So instead of just me buying one, I'll buy 2 for this guy. Or, I told you this guys I've met, homeless guys, or, just sad stories. Anyways, when I did that, and I would help his business by getting them 2 orders instead of 1, he would always scold me, and he didn't like me helping the homeless. And and I realized that why would I work with someone or help people out that didn't have the same heart positionings that I have? I have a lot of empathy for the homeless. I have a lot of empathy for a lot of people. That's why I help a total stranger business owner with my ideas. I picked up his dish, I answered his phones, didn't even get paid for it, didn't even ask. And sometimes I did this stuff, he didn't even realize I was doing it because he was too busy. Because, having that heart. And, I realized that, in this journey, I've helped up a lot of different business owners, and I'm going to explain some of these business owners to you guys in my other videos to help you. But this one is where I got a business for free with owner financing, didn't have to put any money down. And I walked away from it for 2 main reasons. One, which is the primary reason, is I didn't have a love for this business, and I'm not going to dedicate my life and energy to something I don't love anymore. I've done that already, and I wasn't happy. Okay, and 2, I didn't have the same vibes as this guy. Even though this guy's extremely intelligent, extremely amazing guy, smart guy, great family, amazing family. I just didn't vibe the lack of empathy towards people less fortunate, and so I realized that, hey man, I'm willing to help anyone out, but if I'm gonna like work one-on-one with people, they gotta have the same mindset, mentally and emotionally, at the same field. If they have really contradictory beliefs that I have, there's no reason for me to dedicate myself with that individual, because we're just not the same. You know what I mean? And life is too short to chase, fake dollars that they print out of the print machine or a click of a button and it appears in some database, binary database. So, I love helping people, and I'll help anyone, even people that I may not even like this professor. At the end of the day, I realized that this is not the type of individual that I would love to hang around with. At first, I thought they were, because he was so family oriented and smart, but then I realized that, hey, even that is important to me, but other things are more important to me. And even if he's a great guy, I wouldn't want to have him as a client. I wouldn't want to partner up with him in the business. I wouldn't want to invest in his business, because we didn't have that one major thing that was very contradictory to me, which is, hey, I didn't have a love for that business, and more importantly, I didn't have, I have a lot of love for a lot of different people, and and if someone doesn't have the same type of mindset, then it's okay for me to say, I'm sorry, man, can't do business with you. You know what I mean? And because if it doesn't make me happy, what's the point of doing it? Because I'm not going to be chasing dollars. I've already done that. I'm not trying to have 6 cars. I've already done that. I'm not trying to have all these motorcycles. I've already done that. I'm not trying to have a bunch of rental properties. I've already done that. So not just trying to accumulate, but in the sense of gathering and giving, you receive. By me giving to this guy, I received his business totally for free without even me asking for it. Okay, and that's a very important lesson. If you want to buy real estate, you want to be somewhere in life, is by giving you receive. No matter what your situation is. You guys know what my situation is, living in the hammock, but I still give. And if I really wanted to, I could have a business that made $19,000 right off the bat, with no money up front, just to show up the next day, and everything would be forked over to me. Okay, and then I could have took that business and put it to 100K, 150K in a year or two of hard work, and then turn around and sell it. But again, I don't want to invest my energy in stuff that I don't really love. So it's very important for me to do what I love. It makes me happy, because life is short. I can die tomorrow. So can you. So make sure you enjoy today. Make sure you give your grace. Make sure you help people, even if you like them or dislike them, but only dedicate yourself, like what I'm doing, to people that you really, really feel the same with, and love people that you don't feel the same with. The opposite. I'm not saying don't love them, but there's no reason to marry someone that you don't have nothing in common with, is what I'm trying to say. And a business is about marriage. All right, guys, thank you for clicking the like button. I hope that encouraged you to be your dreams, even if you don't have money, you don't have credit, or you have money, you don't know what to do. You have a job, you don't know how to quit your job, or you're trying to start a business, or you've been laid off. Doesn't matter, guys. Be your dreams. Don't take no for an answer. And always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Romy. Peace.